Alright, so I do not have my ring light on today, so fuck it. It's all about the message. So basically, you see the title, Channel from the Other Side, the Upside Down World. We're going to get into it. I had 14 pages of notes. I have a huge stack of notes, just 3 more pages than last time. And with my notes, I like to organize my ideas. It helps me flow out. It helps things flow out better for me. Some people can do it without notes. Generally I can. It's just more organized. I love organization a little bit more than I actually think I do. So there's that. Like organizing my thoughts is a big thing. So let's get into it. So we're gonna do some live veneration. So this was a channel dream. So basically, this was in the dream state, like between a lucid dream and an actual dream. And the master teacher Bobby Hemmett came to me. It was a crazy thing. I'm part of the club now. It was fucking crazy. Never expected it. He was giving a lecture right here in my room, and then some of my family was there. Some random people I didn't seem to know were there, and he introduced me as new to the lecture scene, and I started giving this lecture on Dreamland. It was weird, and after that, this whole channel came through. So, and then the other part of this video is again me and a good friend. Her and I got to talking, and she added, as usual, we started decoding things and breaking things down. So her input is here as well. Always, we're studying some things right now that I know nobody is breaking down on YouTube. So I need to study it for myself, see how it applies to me personally, and before I bring it to the platform, don't want to just do something just because it's new information. But I've never heard of anyone right now talking about the Hova body. Jehovah, Hova, the Hova body, Hova, Jay Z. I mean, the Hova body. It's a whole thing. It's very new to me. Search up 12D, 12D auric field, 12D consciousness, or something like that. But definitely Hova body. If you search up Hova body, some fucking crazy shit right there. So I'm going to do the libations, just cause. So we're going to start off Ashe to my higher self, Ashe to Thanos, Ashe to Tahuti, Ashe to Bobby Hemmett, Ashe to Mama Lakshmi, Ashe to Kaliman, Ashe to Sekhmet, Ashe to Het Heru, Ashe Bastet, Ashe Heru. That energy's been coming through pretty fierce for me lately. Ashe Archangel Michael, Ashe Uriel, and there we go. Ashe all ancestors known and unknown, Ashe. And gods and goddesses, all gods and goddesses known and unknown, Ashe. Alrighty. So I've talked about the purpose of libations. It's very, very important. When you say Ashe, it means power, so it's power to that energy. That energy can now help you out and serve you in some sort of way. Definitely look up libations and the purpose, but it's very powerful. It can help block out and mask you from people trying to remote view. It can, Bobby Hemmett talked about that in his lectures, but we're going to get into it. So the channel from the other side, the upside down world. So basically, the real concept behind Sirius B, aka Universe B, aka the upside down world, is as followed. Really, it starts with vibration and frequency. If you do not have a high enough vibration and you're not tuned into the right frequency, you can't get into the Sirius B state of mind, because it's a consciousness. It's a state of consciousness and or a dimension. Dimensional consciousness. Dimensions are nothing but consciousness, levels of consciousness that we go through, levels of awareness. That's all it is. Levels of awareness. And, they construct their own little world within that consciousness, time and space. And I'll get to that later on, that Jupiter and Saturn conjunction and that Jupiter and Saturn energy, time and space, very, very important in these constructs, especially these newer constructs that are coming in. A lot of people are talking about, the new Earth, that's what it is. It's the new consciousness. So if you hear somebody talking about the new Earth, a lot of times they're not going to explain what that really is. They're just going to say, people are going to die off because they can't survive, these plasma events or the radiation, this, that, and the other. They're probably going to say something along those lines, but they won't explain the fuck. How does that come to fucking be? They don't give you the roots. They just, they tapped in, but they're not tapped in like me or other people. This is where channeling comes in along with, the right brain, left brain, channeling along with research. And this is why, I've come to bring the research and the channels to you guys. Because a lot of people, they're very knowledgeable, but they can't give you the roots. They don't give you the roots. How is this new Earth coming? So this new Earth is coming to pass because the energies are rising. The Kundalini of the Earth, is rising. That's what fucking climate change is, bro. The Earth's Gaia, her Kundalini is fucking rising. The serpent bit the apple, basically. Okay, along with the consciousness. Okay, so the serpent bit the apple, so that means her Kundalini is rising, but what that really means is the consciousness of those inhibiting her space are rising. Quantum entanglement. We're entangled with Gaia, but that's a whole nother thing. And so it causes all of these events to happen to where people could get killed off because of their frequency. It causes all these things to happen. Okay? They'll never tell you that because they may not know, but I do, so I'm bringing it to pass. So, okay, we're good. So Sirius B is just a state of consciousness, and it is a new world, a whole new world. What Ariel was singing about in A Fucking Little Mermaid, a whole new world that these motherfuckers can't even get to. We'll get to who these motherfuckers are. So, like I said, it's not a physical place, but more of a higher realm of thought and state of being. Key state of being. And also, it's a higher realm of thought. And like I said, aka time and space, Jupiter and Saturn energy. Jupiter and Saturn went conjunct back in December. Everybody's talking about getting their superpowers. I made hella jokes about it, But I was also like, what's going to happen? Also wondering, what's going to happen? And that was a big activation date where a lot of people's, a lot of the dust off of DNA, and people who have been doing the work was activated, and it was also activated in those that it needed to be. So we see a surge in consciousness of those who weren't conscious of certain things before. And now they're on, quote unquote, the path. Now they're here, And so what these superpowers are, I'm gonna use that term. It's these latent abilities that we have that we need to work on. They need to grow, being clairvoyant, any of the clairs, things like that. Having a huge consciousness, being able to take in, lots of information. You name it. These gifts. And then we're supposed to take these gifts and level them up. master them, and then level them up, and then that's when they look like superpowers. But they were superpowers the whole time. They're just cheat codes. They're just, if you go back into ancient societies and how in ancient societies they're doing all these wonderful and miraculous things, and we're like, how the fuck did they do that? Because they have the dust off their DNA. All right, Jay-Z said, you know, dust the dirt off my shoulder. He's talking about dust the dirt off your DNA. Level up. If you're gonna level up that way. That's a whole different thing. So basically, getting into Sirius B, this new world, this new consciousness, it's like getting into the club in downtown LA. It's a very difficult thing. But not really. It seems like a difficult task, but it requires to be on a certain vibration and frequency. So basically, those whom are primordial, us, and those who have the drip, who have the primordial drip or the essence, aka soul force, and possess enough of it, enough soul force, will not only be the new masters of this consciousness and assume the role of authority, but you will also be put back. We will also be put back on the throne, which is why Jay-Z and Kanye came out with the album back in 2011, which is 9 years ago. Completion, well, not 9, it was 2. That was 10 years ago. So it's a whole new cycle, a whole new world coming in. They came out with the album "Watch the Throne." That was for them. That's why they made it. That was for them and their people to watch the throne, but they were also mocking us. They didn't think we would wake up. At least Jay-Z. Kanye was still asleep. So we think. But I believe he was asleep at that time. They had him good in lockdown. Jay, that's why he was with Jay. Jay was handling him. But we'll get to Kanye later on. Just a tidbit. So, we will be put back on the throne. We will assume authority in this new consciousness. It is a barren land that will, that yearns to be filled, and manifested. It's a different dimension. It's a different dimension. So basically, we will rule from far away in the unseen. We'll rule in the unseen, aka have unseen influence in mass. That's how this shit is done. When you assume when you assume the role of a throne, this particular throne, it's ruling and not being seen. Okay. Now, these people that are giving you the illusion of control, they're, I would say they do have some sort of control, obviously, but it's more of the illusion of control. They're illusionists, smoke and mirrors is their thing. They take the role of the queen. If this were chess, they take the role of the queen. These Hollywood celebrities and all these other motherfuckers in the light would be the king. You see the king. A lot of the times, you see the king, but you don't see the queen. The queen rules in silence. The queen rules in unseen proportions. Pillow talk in his ear. From behind the throne, she rules, aka the drip, the soul force. That's a whole different thing. Okay, we're good. She rules and is not seen. And that's for a reason. That is for a reason. It's balance. You see the king. The king is, a form of authority. So we will have that. Those who wish to be seen will have that authority, but they will have to bear the consequences when things don't go, a certain type of way. But I'll elaborate less on this, but that's just kind of how it's going to go. Ruling from far away or in an unseen manner. That is the nature of influence. Influence is generally the right, not the right, but generally certain influences are definitely not seen. They're very subtle. Very, very, very subtle. But they do a fucking bang up job of fucking getting the job done, as we can see in this world. The unseen force can be called melanin. That's melanin is the unseen force. So basically, if we're talking about the throne, we can talk about the story of Set, Horus, and Tahuti, that throne story. Um, you could look that up. I'm not so well versed on it, but I do know the gist of it is you have Set and Horus going at it in battle over this throne, and Tahuti is just in the background in that queen position, just watching their ass fight for this throne. And eventually Tahuti takes the throne. He's the trickster. He probably got him to fight somehow. Like I said, I need to go look up this story, but I do know, the more important parts. And so Tahuti, the self-manifested, put the sperm on his forehead, which is, it's all code. He put the DNA on his forehead, and he assumed the throne. Now, if there's others out there that know that mythology story better, comment down, put it down below in the comments. Also like, comment, and subscribe while we're at it. While we're less than 20 minutes in, I forgot to throw that out there. Like, comment, and subscribe, guys. So there's that. So what these false proclaimed elites and globalists are afraid of is the fact that those whom are not conscious but are on high vibrations will end up getting into this new consciousness, aka Sirius B, for those who just checking in. And two things will happen. Okay, some big things will go down. Two things will happen. Some will go bird box, not being able to handle the frequencies, but still somehow break free of the current programs, aka trauma-induced awakening, like Kanye West. Kanye West had a trauma-induced awakening. He went fucking mad, but he's figuring things out and putting things together so quickly. Everybody thought he's crazy. He just had a trauma-induced awakening. And then he goes and he slows it down and starts rocking himself back to sleep, or so we think, with this whole Jesus is king shit, which is also code. It's also code for Christos. But he's trying to make these people think that he's back with the whole Jesus thing, like he was with College Dropout. And he's doing a bang-up job. Who knows if they bought it or not. And then there's others who will, on the other side number two, who basically will come in and break the program and truly see the light and the darkness for what it is. And then they will want to tell other people as well. And, that will be that. I can't guarantee anybody will go with them, but there's going to be enough people on both of those sides that will wake some motherfuckers up, because it's kind of that time. The age of Aquarius is upon us. It's not even upon us. It is now. Basically, you can say that. The next thing is that they're also worried about those whom are primordial, being the masters of this new consciousness, this new frequency, this new dimension, this new form of thought that these motherfuckers can't access. It signifies that these false elites are no longer in control. They won't even be peasants in this new world, in this new consciousness, in this new dimension. They won't even be peasants in this new world. If they were, that means that they could at least build themselves up from, rise, that whole dust to glory story. They can't even get that. They can't even get in. They can't get in the club. They don't got the right frequency. They will try and try and try, and they will try and do what they normally do. This is a 2,000-year-old Greco-Roman society. I say 2,000-year-old because if you go back way past that in Greece and Rome, it was notably black. And a lot of the things that we know, like the Trojan horse, I believe, this is 2,000-year-old, Greco-Roman thing. or ideal in concept, more Rome than anything. Not sure about the Greeks, and all of that, and and Trojan thing, and so they will try to Trojan horse it, which is what they do. They will try to Trojan horse this their way into this new dimension, and basically by putting one of their handpicked people up in there and raise them up. They will try to raise up an Osiris or Osirian figure. You know, Osiris rises in the west. Simply not going to work. That's just a side note. It's simply not going to work. But these people try, and try. So if you take anything away from them, it's that, they will always try. They can't afford to give up, basically, is the position that they're in. They can't afford it. So they have to try. They have to keep going. So let me see. So let's talk more about the upside down world. Where did I get that? It's like, Joe, where did you get that concept from? Did I hear that in Stranger Things? You crazy? I could be. I could be fucking mad or going mad, but it doesn't matter because we're going to get into it. So the upside down world, what the fuck is that? So I, as many others, originally heard of that term on the show Stranger Things. And now after lucid dreaming and channeling, this is where this came from, a straight fucking channel. The dream what Bobby was in. It was totally by accident. I've gotten the science on it, which I've had, but I've gotten more in-depth, occult science on it. Shit comes from our dreams, man. They're wonderful, man. They are fucking wonderful. So I've gotten the science on it, or the spiritual science on it, per se. And I have other, like quantum physics. So I have that. So not just the spiritual side. But the upside down world, or the new world, a whole new world, as Ariel was saying, or this new world order that these motherfuckers are trying to usher in, a fake version of that within this old paradigm that's dying. It's not going to work. Side note. But the upside down world. Hey, what's up, Satara? What is up? Or the the upside down world. How many people have been talking about that? It's kind of a concept I've been kind of very interested in, intrigued by. But the upside down world is basically, or whole new world, is that not if, it's like not if, but when it comes in. So it's not an if it's going to come in, it's when it comes in, because it's when it comes into us. It's not a new thing. It's always been here. It's always been here, but it's new to us. So remember that. So it's just when it comes into us fully, those who can get in, it's when you come into that consciousness fully, where you start to see what the fuck I'm talking about. So basically, those on lower vibrations, they may be, or I'm going to say, they will be crushed by this They will be crushed by these high frequencies and vibrations and levels of consciousness that will be streamlining the planet. But there's also solutions. This new dimension will crush them if they don't get their act together. And, it's not like this urgent thing. It's, you got to do it now. There are solutions, but if you don't take precaution, you'll be fucking crushed if you're not on the right frequency and vibrations. It's a totally new structure in space, to us in this lifetime, but it is, not new, like I said, not new per se, but once but was once, how do I put this? What was once up is now down, and vice versa. That's the whole essence of the upside down world, is shit getting flipped. I just flipped a switch. Shit is getting flipped. Maybe not in the way that you think. I heard a lot of people last year flipping this concept, talking about it in a very nefarious way. You know, like in a way where they inverted the science of it, which is why I got the fucking download, and I'm gonna bring it to you today, or this morning. It's 2 in the fucking morning. So if you up, thank you. So the ones giving the illusion of power, obviously these globalists or these globalists or these fake elites, they will go into bondage basically. They have many of us in bondage. Now with things flipping, they go into bondage. Okay, they become trapped where they are. They're already trapped in that world, Sirius A, as you could call it, the 3D, the dense, the low vibrations. They're trapped there. They can't do anything. But now they're trapped in bondage. They can't access soul force. They'll die off and be forgotten. But eventually they will perish and phase out. Their fate, these motherfuckers' fate, simply put, will be karma. Now, maybe that doesn't sound like a whole hell of a lot, and I'll go into the science of karma and how they've been getting away with it. That'll be a whole nother video. That'll be a whole nother video. I figured it out. But if basically their fate will just be that, karma. What they have done to others and the energy they have put out will be done to them, which is why, that's the whole flip. That's perfect. That is perfect punishment for them. That is a perfect punishment. So that is indeed justice. The balancing of the scale of Ma'at. That whole Ma'at, Tahuti, Anubis, Shashat energy. The scales of Ma'at will come into balance one way or another. They always do. One way or another, the scales of Ma'at always come into balance. So in order not to succumb or be crushed by this new world energy, this new world, Sirius B, Universe B, and I've done a video explaining how I came up with this topic. It's like 2 or 3 videos ago. So go watch that one for more context. So in order to not succumb or be crushed by this energy, which is very powerful, you must keep your vibrations high. So I'm going to go into some solutions. I'm going to go into some solutions. So, give out some solutions. They may not always work for you. They work for me, and I know they work for a lot of other people who buy from my Etsy shop. So I've linked my Etsy shop there. I have my own pairs of solutions there, but there are other things you can do. So let's start with the physical. Because Western medicine and science loves the physical, because they are trapped in the physical. We are not. We can leave, which is why they're stealing your dreams. But that's all. We'll get into that later. So the physical. So we can talk herbs. So start studying herbs, okay? Start drinking half a gallon of water a day or more. That's really going to help get you some vitamin D, because lots of people's solar force is being stolen. So, your vitamin D levels be low, and a lot of times they're not only stealing your solar force, but they're blocking out the skies and shit. So you can't recharge because the sun's not out. So again, vitamin D to keep you good. If you really need a heavy toxin flush, get a binder. Remember, when a binder like activated charcoal. This is coconut activated charcoal. That is a binder, food grade, and I shout food grade, and I mean food grade diatomaceous earth, not the regular diatomaceous earth. Regular diatomaceous earth will fuck you up. It's for fucking insects, to kill insects. But food grade diatomaceous earth, the freshwater shit, the freshwater silica, that shit, it's amazing. It'll fucking kill parasites, will help get them under control, you know. It'll do a lot of things. It'll bind a whole bunch of shit, bentonite clay. Just look up those types of things. And those are binders, and what they'll do is they'll bind all these toxins out. So, if you haven't had a decent flush in a while, you're gonna want to do one. Once, twice a month. If that. I mean, once a month it should be good if you do it correctly. And, or if you do it in a very potent way. In a way that will help you. You should only need to do it maybe once every few months, really. Once a month, once every few months. And you get one of those, follow the directions, or depending on how bad you need a detox, like this tells you half a teaspoon. You might need a whole teaspoon and a half of it, and you're going to want to pair that with a gallon of water. It's going to, what a binder will do, it binds the good, the bad, the ugly, and the beautiful. Everything in your body will be binded, swept away, okay? Swept away. But a lot of the times when people take binders, it doesn't get fully swept away. It gets swept into, the kidneys and, places where, it gets trapped there with all these heavy metals, and it's kind of doing the job that it's supposed to do because it is a binder, but you don't do the rest of the job, which is get you some fluids, water, and, fresh juice, fresh squeezed juice, whatever, things like that. So, exercise keeps your vibrations high. If it's sunny out, get you some sun. Eat how you want to eat. Eat however it makes you feel better. Change your diet up to whatever suits you. In your body. What else? Physically, this is just a physical size. Herbs, colloidal elixirs, different things like that. Elderberry syrup. Those are things that you can do physically to keep your vibration high. Okay, those are things that you can do physically. Now let's go mentally, because I like to do it based upon hermetics. Hermetics goes mentally, physically, and spiritually. So mentally, affirmations, okay? So you're going to want to go with affirmations, or you don't have to, but, affirmations, writing them down, making your own affirmation meditations. I will be making my own affirmation meditations. I made some for myself. I will be doing so on a different channel. It'll be my second channel. So that may help. Meditation, it pairs a spiritual as well, mental and spiritual, because what it does for both sides. Getting rid of toxic people in your life, people that drain you mentally, definitely. Watch your thoughts. And what I mean, watch your thoughts. What are you thinking? Write down your thoughts. Write them down. That pairs with affirmations, and see if you can dig into doing some shadow work based upon these thoughts that come up. Like, why are you thinking when certain negative or positive thoughts come up? Why are you thinking those things? If you can get to the root of certain things, especially the negative thoughts, which keep you in a lower vibration or lower vibrational state, there are certain certain thoughts that we don't see as negative, but they affect us by keeping us in a lower vibrational or primal state. And I mean primal not as in primordial, but as in not as an original state, but more animalistic state. Kind of what I'm getting back to. So those type of thoughts, check them, and kind of be your own therapist. Do things that take care of your mind. You might have to stop listening to certain music that you love because it's not fitting for you anymore. Like, you have a lot of trap, a lot of trap music, not good for the subconscious mind. Reprogram your subconscious mind. Give it new programs, okay? by giving it new programs. One of the easiest things is affirmations, um, manifesting more. So when you're consciously manifesting more, you know, inputting those things into the subconscious mind and doing things that put you in a vibration that receive that. Taking the steps, all different types of things. Reading, that goes into feeding the mind and the soul. Reading things. I will go back and get some books later on. If you stay to the end, you'll get the book list. How about that? You'll get the book list if you stay to the end, because I don't feel like getting up and getting them right now. Reading, listening to a certain type of affirmation meditations, also, like I said, meditating, and just taking time out for yourself. Sometimes you just sit there and just think, and just enjoy your mind. That's just another thing that can keep you in high vibrations mentally. And then spiritually, get more into your spiritual practice. Like I said, read more, study more, so, into your spiritual path. Try to get up with your ancestors. Try to find out who you are. Know thyself. Break out your astrology chart if you haven't already, and start writing down all your placements, your houses. Most people know their sun, moon, and rising, but start breaking down your chart. And start trying to understand those energies. And that can also help you not break down, but like decipher who you are and what your mission is here. That's one thing that can keep you on a higher vibration, because now you're focused on you, on making yourself better, and and be coming into alignment. So focus on coming into alignment with your purpose and different things like that. Those are just some ideas that can get you sparked to keep you on high vibrations, because this whole new world shit coming in, this whole new world's coming in, and these energies ain't playing no games. It's crushing people on lower vibrations. So those are some examples of solutions. So I'm gonna keep going with the video. So basically, we're essentially turning the hourglass upside down. Okay, ushering a whole new paradigm, which means whole new paradoxes. Okay, this world that we're in, this world, or the structure that we're in within Gaia, is very low vibrational, and it supports those energies on or in low vibrations, at a very high capacity. Hence why there's pedophiles, criminals that are in high positions making choices for you. And a lot of criminal activity and different things like that, it's almost praised, and just a lot of darker, more underworld things are more accepted, even though we do have a justice system, which you can go jail for that shit. That's just for balance. But a lot of this underworld energy is more accepted for a reason. Look at, we're in low vibrations. Not I want to say not we, but basically this realm, or the structure of this realm, this false matrix, is low vibrational. So it supports those things that are on low vibrations like that at a high level. Not all low vibrations are evil. Let's not get it twisted. Not all low vibrations are evil. Low vibration does not mean evil. So let's not get it twisted. Let's not get it twisted. But unfortunately, a lot of low vibrational, things that go on, low vibrational entities and activities, they spawn certain types of things that are undesirable for a lot of us. So let's just look at it like that as well. So people who do things of that nature and are in control doing those, low level shit, they tend to flourish in this realm. That's basically what I'm saying. And that's where like, have you noticed people like that, people, these pedophiles and every shit, they tend to flourish in Hollywood and all different types of fucked up shit. They tend to flourish in this current reality. That's for a reason, because they're actually more aligned with the energy, because they know what the fuck is going on. That's a whole nother thing. So those on higher vibrations like us tend to suffer more, or we feel outcasted. We tend to have the hard road in life, even if we look for the easy road. We tend to get all the punches thrown at us. Weird, ain't it? Going against the energies, or our frequencies are jamming, basically. So basically, this new paradigm will not support this low level shit, this fucked up shit. It won't support it. It's not going to support those energies like we think. At least not in that capacity, since we're flipping things upside down world. So it won't support those energies. Basically, those energies will stay in a dying world, aka it will stay in the lower vibrational state of the false matrix. Okay? Aka Sirius A. Now, there's lots of shows that deal with Sirius A. If you don't know, there's a show called Pretty Little Liars that came on, and they're always one of the antagonists is they called it A. And if you watch that show, it makes so much more sense now. So there's something random. Uh, hmm. Oh, basically, like I was saying, so basically, those energies will be in a dying world. Those low level shit, those low level energies are in a dying world. Basically, aka the underworld, aka Doth, the backside of the tree, the backside of the tree, the backside of the cliff off. I mean, not the backside of the cliff off, the backside of the tree of life, which is the cliff off. Okay, aka Sirius A, or their Plan A, because they can't get into Plan B. Abort they asses, motherfucker. So basically, the that Sirius A, or the low vibrational world, or the realm of the fake matrix, will turn into a prison world. Basically, it'll truly be a prison world run by these low entities and energies, but they are dying off. So eventually, they won't even exist in their own false creation. They will cease to exist in their own false creation. Basically, you know, they will become forgotten, and that's how they will perish. But here's the thing: what will rise on their side are those left over, or even those who made it into the higher plane, higher plane of thought. Basically, there's be certain people who will be cast out of heaven. Where have we heard that before? They will be fucking cast out. 100% be cast out. AKA they will fall. They will be cast out, and we will live out the mythology over again if we don't rewrite it or destroy that mythology and create, if we don't destroy that old paradigm and create a new mythology and new energies, we're going to play out that old energy. But here's the thing: we will never be able to escape the necessary evil. Set can't escape us, and we can't escape Set. There will always be the necessary, both sides are necessary, especially the necessary evil. It'll always be there. So just we always be prepared to fight when it comes down to it, basically. So these people, aka these energy vampires, are inverting the science. They invert many sciences, but I'm going to talk about the science of being what Christians called, being covered in the blood of Jesus. What is that? The blood of Jesus is actually the real It's actually the veil from the real Great Mother. I talked about that in my last video. I should have threw it in there, but I didn't think of it. But they talked about being covered in the blood. The real Great Mother, not these fake hoes out here, the real Great Mother, that is her veil. And in order to make it to the other side, aka quantum tunneling, so we're going to get into quantum tunneling and entanglement here shortly. In order to make it to the other side, they must be covered in the blood. Okay, the blood symbolizes being given the primordial drip or soul, or having soul force, which these vampires do not have. They obtain the frequencies of primordial beings, us, or people whom have soul force by stealing our energy, drinking our blood, or even eating us, eating certain parts of us, pineal glands, all that shit. So basically, let's talk about quantum tunneling. So Adele made the song called Hello to the Other Side. What's called Hello, but the chorus is like Hello to the Other Side. You can go look up that song, okay? There's tons of songs by lots of singers, rappers, and different things different artists like that talk about getting to the other side. Okay, so quantum tunneling is basically you have this energy field and you have this proton. This proton does not have the charge or the frequency to get through this energy field because the frequency is too low to tunnel. So this hence it's living off the wall. That would be like phenomelanin. It bounces off of shit. Or shit bounces off of it. Light refracts off of it. This would be like phenomelanin. This right here. This is phenomelanin. This is eumelanin. Pineal gland. That's neuromelanin. We're going to get to it. So it needs a high frequency vessel so it can tunnel through. So it needs things that can tunnel through. Okay? Needs that high frequency. Needs that eumelanin. It needs a vessel that can make it to the other side. And then when it makes it to the other side, you can shine the light and see what is on the other side in the darkness. That's a whole different thing. That just came to me. But it needs to get to the other side, and in order to tunnel through, it needs to be at a high frequency to tunnel through, and that's quantum tunneling. So basically what you have is quantum entanglement happening here, these two worlds or these two dimensions colliding. Okay? These two circles. So you have two circles, and then they make kind of like a Pisces vesicle or a pussy. Let me see. You see where these two circles meet, where they have commonality. Okay, you have to tunnel through there to get to the other side. So when Adele's saying hello to the other side, she's trying to obtain the frequency so she can get over there. They're trying to get into this new realm of thought so they can keep ruling. And if they can't get there, then they're going to try to drag us to hell or keep us in their hell. So, and because their hell is a place where they rule these entities, these lower entities and lower vibration, these globalists and global fake elites. That is where they are ruling or controlling currently. They're going to try to drag you back to hell. Have you ever seen that horror movie, Drag You to Hell? Probably, it's very interesting. So they're going to try to drag you down, or get in the to the other side somehow. Well, they're going to try to get some of their people over there, really, as Trojan horses, and then infiltrate from there. It's not going to work. There's none of that shit's going to work. None of it. Fuck them. They do. I will say they put up a good fucking fight. Make shit interesting. Very, very interesting. So basically, like I said, they steal our soul force by stealing our energy psychically, siphoning for us. And now she dated the. Yeah, see, I'm trying to tell you, she's trying to get to the other fucking side, man. She's trying to use a conduit, which is a child, to try to pull her, to try to get her to the other side. She thinks by having a child by a melanated man, she will obtain the frequency of her daughter. They will be entangled. See, these motherfuckers know what they're doing, but it's not going to work. Because stop right there, bitch, you can't get in. This is what it is. So, they steal our soul force by, stealing our energy psychically, siphoning it, drinking our blood, even eating certain parts of us. The primordial beings and beings with soul force. All types of shit. They love the pineal glands. They love that shit because they get a temporary view, a temporary high. That melatonin is really where they get it from. This is not going to work basically anymore. It's not going to work. They've been caught by the hellhounds. If you read the Emerald Tablets of Thoth, he talks about the hellhounds and being caught, and how not to get caught by them. And there's a reason why they got caught by the hellhounds that Thoth speaks of in the coveted Emerald Tablets. Because they have been moving in angles of light and not spirals. They can't move in spirals because their true nature of these motherfuckers' frequencies only supports the movement of angles. Angles of light. Archangel, fallen angle of light. Because these fallen angels they used to be rays of light, of higher dimensional light. Now they have fallen. They are a descended master, not an ascended master anymore. Hence, that's why they always, like, if you look, they always say, oh, there's 14. The chief angels, they always say there's 7, but there's 14 because the other 7 is the other side, is where they fell from. Those other 7 angels angels of light are the position in which these fallen angels fell from. So their true nature supports angles of light. So they try to mask. So basically what they try to do is they try to mask themselves by siphoning, the energy of those who are primordial or have soul force. They use it as a mask. They're trying to tunnel. Okay? It's very key. So basically, let's get into a different, part of the lecture. So melanin is a cosmic computer. So, John, what do you mean by that? Melanin is a cosmic computer. Okay, the cosmic computer is melanin because it is everything. It contains everything. It contains every program. It is the AI. We are the AI. So basically, the cosmic computer controls everything, especially our dreams. When you don't dream, you are deep. You are in the deep parts of your subconscious mind, aka you are in the delta brainwave phase, or a delta brainwave activity. When you're just in pure nothingness, that is called being in the sunken place. Being in the sunken place is delta brainwave activity. That's that super zoned out, not just zoned out, but super duper zoned out. That low, that heroin nod Heroin puts motherfuckers in goddamn delta wave activity so they become useless. And then anything goes. That's super programming. Like theta is a programming state. Okay, so if you know how Hollywood programs how these motherfuckers that are high up, have the CIA program motherfuckers just do theta because that's the where you go to dream, that's where you go to manifest, all of that. That's theta wave state, but it's a super to me it's a super version of that to where it is what we call the unconscious mind is delta. The unconscious mind or pure potential energy is where the energy is unmanifested. It just is dark, pure dark energy or pure antimatter. Um, that's the delta wave. That is the sunken place. You send motherfuckers back there and they fall into it. The fuck, and they don't have any prior recollection of how the fuck to get out, which is by manifesting, by using that energy as something. They're stuck. It's like when you get so fucking high and you get stuck on a couch, or you get so fucking high and you smoking and you just get stuck. You can't do nothing. You get super deep into this shit. You're in the delta wave. You're in that sunken place. And the sunken place was a term that was coined after the movie Get Out came out because it was in there. So basically, dream siphoning is indicative of your soul force being drained by outside forces. These beings not only do that, but they siphon. These beings not only do that. How do I put it? But they siphon your energy in your dream. They do it. They siphon your dreams. They siphon it so that they can dream themselves, so that they can sleep, so that they can see into the future, and most of all, so these motherfuckers can function and live within a 3D because they have been cut off from source. So these motherfuckers are siphoning your dreams and siphoning your fucking cosmic computer essence for multitude of purposes. But the main one is to function. They need to be able to function in this, in their own trap, or they will cease to exist. And, they're trying to avoid that, obviously. So they have been cut off from source, which means they have fallen from grace. Those who have been cut off from source have fallen from grace. Fallen angels, man. Remember, a fallen angel can always get the fuck back up. They just have to learn how to fly. And that's the nature of this shit. Learning how to fly again. Learning how to fucking fly again. So basically, they have to siphon soul force from others in order to sustain their own life and certain experiences. If they did it, if they had the ethereal drip, the cosmic drip, point blank, they wouldn't need your ass. They wouldn't need me. They wouldn't need you. That's the whole point. They wouldn't need us if they could sustain their own life. So that is the lecture for tonight. I'm going to go get those books. I'll be right back. Let me get some water first. That's the lecture for tonight. Hope y'all got something out of this shit. I'm going to go get those books so we can get into the book list. Don't mind me. I'm just casually knocking shit over. So Lloyd Bike said they used to do coke, heroin, and other drugs, and hijack gold powder. Damn. Yeah, they wild, man. But guys, I got the books. So I just got this book in. This is an amazing one. Quantum Physics in Minutes. It teaches you really, really quickly. I've been wanting it for a while, and I finally went and got it. The quantum realm, and quantum physics is my favorite subject. So, we're going to study. I'm going to give you drop the real science of this shit, because I know some other YouTubers that was fucking lying, bro. They was fucking lying. To me, it suggests primordial lineage, all the way down to the fuck shit. We're going to get into it, so I have to, I'm going to study it more. But to me, I see something different. So let's see what else. Quantum tunneling right here. Right here, baby. See what I'm saying? And the precursor to quantum tunneling, the column barrier, this is the whole setup right here. So, Quantum Physics in Minutes. I got it off of Alibris Books, but you can get it off Amazon. It'll cost you, with shipping and tax included, anywhere if between in both areas, where you get from Alibris Books. So I'll drop them. So if you get it from them or Amazon, it'll cost you anywhere from $15 to $25 total. With that, that's 25 on the high end, but I would say it costs you around $20, and that's with shipping and handling and taxes included in the book. Libras Books is a great site, So then we have Psychic. This book is a gem. I need to finish it. It is a gem. It is a gem. It really, it really goes in. It really goes into some shit. So let me see. Hold on. It goes on to, obviously psychic attacks. I need to finish this one. Just different shit. So it's this book by Judy Hall. So she's an amazing author. Obviously, I've mentioned this book many, many, many different times. Creating Magical Entities. I got this book for like $10 off of Libris. It's an amazing one. You can probably get it for $1.45 probably, or some shit like that. Some crazy shit. And $3.99 shipping off of Libris. This is very, very key. It teaches you how we create entities, on one level, and before they go in on their method of how they're going to consciously teach you how to do it. So one way we create a method, one method that we create entities and deities, just like gods and goddesses, that will serve us, is through word, spoken word. Which is why the throat chakra is very important. Speaking things into existence. Okay, if you're a guy that says you never get the girl, you've created an entity that serves you, and you've created an archon that will serve you in a negative fashion. It is not going against your will. It is going with the will of what you said, or what you brought in to be. So now, if you keep saying over and over and over and over, I get the girl, you've now created an entity called I get the girl. And you always will. So that's just an example of how, they talk about how through word we create entities. So this is the science of affirmations, basically. Nobody ever tells you, all these law of attraction motherfuckers never tell you about, Aaron Doherty, none of the motherfuckers, they always talk about affirmations, and they never give you the fucking root science of it. God damn it. It's because they don't know. And the motherfuckers that do know is hiding it. But most of them don't know. They don't study like that. They study one side of the coin and don't go to the other fucking side. Hello to the other side, motherfuckers. You got to study it all. You got to study it all. Just don't be sectarian. If you become sectarian and you only focus on one thing and you're in the spiritual path, you might as well go back to fucking church. Grab your Bible and go back to fucking church. If you want to be sectarian. I mean, just to be honest. Okay? Just being honest. So the root science of affirmations basically are these entities, that you're creating with your words. Okay? So that's why affirmations work, because now if you say all these I am this, I am that, you're creating all these I am deities that will serve you on that level, and they will help you because they are serving you. So what does that make you? If these entities are serving you, what does that make you? Okay? So creating magical entities. This book is so important right now. Wheels of Light. This book is so important, it's dangerous. So I'm on page 72. So I'm going to remember my space. But let's go through it. This book tells you all about, this is probably the best book on chakras, Reiki, and all of that shit. It's made for Reiki. He is made for healers and Reiki healers alike, to work with the chakra and the aura, in the auric field, to be able to heal people. But the science has been inverted and used from this book to harm people. That's why I said it's so important that it's dangerous, because people are out here using this book to harm people. That's how it's this book is just that healing, but it's also the polarity of the situation going on. Just some things to look at. This book, I paid $10 for it on a Libris, plus $3.99 shipping, $13 for a very, very powerful book, man. Wheels of Light. Shows you some more shit. And it shows you how, if you have some sort of disease or something like that, it shows you what chakra it corresponds to and how to, cleanse that area. It basically, it's healing people who have had lifelong diseases and shit using the auric field and the chakras, and to show you how this shit is corresponded to certain areas of the body. Shit is crazy. But that's the book list I have for the day, for the lecture. Also, the non-comedy library, James M. Robinson. Go get that. Go pick that one up. But yeah, guys, thank you for coming to the lecture. I dropped a Cash App in the Etsy shop, so shop with me or donate if you feel called to. I love you guys. Peace out, motherfuckers.